Here's an example. I'm looking at headlines here. Breitbart.com, our wonderful friends there, great website. House GOP leaders trick 216 House Republicans into accidentally supporting Obama's executive amnesty. You know what they did? You know what Boehner did with the help of his lap dancing friend there, Pete Sessions? Not the good Sessions, Jeff. Pete Sessions from Texas. At the last second, they changed the wording in the bill. They did not inform the other members of the House, including the Republicans. They thought they were voting on one bill when these changes were made to the bill. Ladies and gentlemen, this is criminal, what the Republican leadership is up to. Absolutely criminal. I can sit here and say, hey, Cassidy won in Louisiana, everybody. Sorry, I'm not a Pollyanna. Then I look at this roll call, that newspaper. Mitch McConnell plots a functional bipartisan Senate. It's funny, functional bipartisan Senate. Those words were never played in a single political ad that he ran in the great state of Kentucky, Commonwealth of Kentucky. So now Mitch McConnell's a bureaucrat. How about saving the republic? How about saving the Constitution? How about saving the nation from an ultimate financial default? How about securing the border? How about giving us our health care back? No. He wants a functional bipartisan Senate. And that means he's got to work with Harry Reid and Schumer and all the losers and creeps who brought us to this point. But it sounds good. So the media loves it. So the Democrats, when they get in, they want victory. They want to roll us. When the Republicans get in, they want to show that we can govern. Screw them. Then over here in the New York Slimes, here's another one. GOP donors seek to narrow field of presidential candidates to one. Because you do not support the three that these millionaire, billionaire corporatists support. Jeb Bush, Chris Christie, Mitt Romney. They want one of those three or a couple others potentially, and they want to get them in there and get them in there fast. So they're going to use these super PACs to do what they did in the primaries before, relentlessly brutalize any conservative who dares to challenge one of these fools in the Republican presidential primary system. The Republican Party has been bought. The Republican Party has been paid for by these corporatists. I like corporations. I said corporatists. And since I've introduced this phrase into the public square, I will explain it for the 100th time. These are men and women extremely wealthy, who are extremely wealthy not simply because they may have invented something or improved on a service or a product, but because they need subsidies by government, directly or indirectly. They need welfare from you, the taxpayer. They need TARP. They need bailouts. They want to defeat the competition through statute or regulation. That's who they are. They're not free market capitalists. They are corporatists who use government, who use your tax dollars to advance their own personal cause. That's who is behind Christie. That's who's behind Romney. That's who's behind Jeb Bush. This is why they can never be constitutional conservatives. This is why they never supported a Ronald Reagan and will never support a conservative in any presidential Republican primary. They don't want limited, smaller government. They want access to government. They want power through government. There's a big difference between being a Republican and a conservative, and a Republican and a conservative Republican. But you need to know these things. And there's yet another article out that conservatives are griping that the current Republican leadership is using the Democrat Senate to quickly push through a massive federal budget. And as our friends at CNSNews.com, Terry Jeffrey in particular, reports, do you remember 4 or 5 years ago when John Boehner gave speech after speech after speech before he became Speaker, denouncing Nancy Stretch Pelosi, saying that she brings these spending bills to the floor and other bills to the floor without going through regular order, and that if he's the Speaker of the House, no bill will be spent, no bill will be passed, no bill will be voted on, unless there's 72 hours, a full 3 days, where the bill is on the table, where the bill is made public, so those who vote on it and those of us who are affected by it, we the people, will know what's in it. He's not doing that anymore because Boehner has lost his way. You know that phrase, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Corrupt he's become. And as the Republican caucus goes along with him and goes along with all this, it's one ugly spectacle. And so we keep electing Republicans. This guy Cassidy, who just won in Louisiana, I saw all sorts of conservatives campaigning for him. I didn't say a word in support of this guy. He's John Boehner's guy when he was in the House. And he'll be Mitch McConnell's guy in the Senate. What is the point of this? What is the point of deluding ourselves when the country's on the precipice? What is the point of our deluding ourselves when the Republicans have joined in with the pro-amnesty crowd, with the big government crowd? Well, let's spend, endlessly crowd. Well, we can't do anything. They run for office and tell us, send them there and they'll stop it. We elect them and they say they can't do anything. Aren't you sick and tired of this follow the bouncing ball crap? The Republicans are now treating we the people as the Democrats treat we the people. The Democrats believe in Washington and state capitals, the elected political Democrats and operatives believe that their constituencies are stupid and so treat them as stupid. Now the Republican Party thinks we're the same and treats us the same way. And those of us who are independent, those of us who are rational, and we look at this, we have to be crushed, particularly if we join together in these little groups that we call Tea Party groups, conservative groups, constitutional groups. We have to be crushed. Our voices cannot be heard. They believe in a big tent, these Republicans. But not for us. Millionaires, billionaires, liberals, rioters, media, whatever. You know, if you're just a hardworking American and you don't want to burn anything and you don't want to protest against anything, you just want to be left alone and raise your family, you're not welcome.